ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 26ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಹಳೆಯ ಮತ್ತು ಐಕಾನಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ನ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವದ ವರ್ಷಾಚರಣೆಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಎನ್ ರಾವ್, ಕೇತನ್ ಪಿಶೆ, ನವೀನ್ ಪಿಶೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿರಿಯ ಪಾಲುದಾರರು ಪಿಎನ್ ರಾವ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಉದ್ಯಮದ ನಾಯಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಹಲವಾರು ಗಣ್ಯರು ಐಟಿಸಿ ಗಾರ್ಡೇನಿಯಾ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದರು. ಜಾಗತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳ ಬೇಡಿಕೆಯ ಒಳನೋಟಗಳು, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿನ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳ ವಿಕಾಸ ಮತ್ತು ಐಷಾರಾಮಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಮಾದರಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ ಟೇಲರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡಲಾಯಿತು.
Partner N Rao, I now invite both of them to take over the gathering and welcome all of you and set the stage for the next proceedings. Over to Ketan and Ravi.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'd just like to say something before I invite. Yeah. All right. I'd like to say something before I invite the other panelists on the dais. It's a great honor for us at our centennial year, and we're very happy to have the press here. We welcome all of you to this afternoon's press conference. Today we are not only having people representations from the fabrics businesses that we run, also from the bespoke tailoring businesses that we are part of, and so many other people from the fraternity of the clothing and fashion industry, and we couldn't be more humbled to have them in our presence today, this afternoon, as well as later this evening. So without further ado, I'd like to invite our esteemed panelists on stage. Can I invite up Mr. Neil Hart on stage? Neil, welcome. Neil represents Skabal, a very well-known youth. Please come and take a seat. Neil represents Kabal, like I was saying, and a very prestigious luxury fashion fabric company based out of the UK and Brussels. So welcome, Neil. Next, we'd like to have on stage Mr. Bob Makali. Bob, a very warm welcome to you. Bob is the president of HMS International, based out of New York. Bob, very warm welcome to you. Please. So HMS also has in India division that manufactures fabrics based out of India, so we thought we must have an India representation as well. So, and then we have Mr. Simone Bova from Rida. Rida is based out of Italy, and Simone is here with us today. Welcome, Simone. Welcome. Please. And we also have to represent the tailoring fraternity, which fabric and tailoring, of course, goes all hand in hand. And we have the director of the world's Federation of Master Tailors here. He is Mr. Prakash Parmar. Prakash, please join us. Dr. Prakash Parmar, I stand corrected. Prakash is, of course, from the famous Parmar Tailors in Dubai. Couldn't be happier to have you. You come here all the way just to be with us. Thank you. And I must say that we also have on video conference Miss Izia. Can you just turn the television on as well? We have Mr. Richard Boyd, who's the international director for Dome, and he's joined us through video conference. Richard, welcome. Sorry to keep you waiting for a few minutes.
Could not join to the day.
He's inaudible. Can we increase the volume for Richard? N Rao, as well as small bit of an India perspective as well. We have seen from our view, let's say over the past 10, 15 years, possibly, and we have seen a huge increase in demand for luxury fabrics, and people are, as Prakash said, are also very well aware. So we've seen that there's a lot more awareness in terms of people will come in and say, I would like to buy this kind of count of fabric or this kind of quality of fabric. Sometimes they will also look at the brand. So we've seen this increase exponentially over the past 10, 15 years. And I think this is a wonderful change that we have seen. And we think that this is only the beginning, and it's going to there's a lot of scope for it to grow far more in the same realm. So yeah, that's my addition to it.
I think you, Prakash Paramar, the director of the World Federation of Master Tailors.
Thank you. Thank you, Naveen and Ketan, for having me over. It's an honor, a pleasure. Congratulations on a milestone, 100 years into tailoring. It's admirable, and I'm privileged to be here to witness this. With regards to bespoke, over the years there has been a shift. People keep changing their mind what they want to do. They want to make custom tailored clothes, or they want to go for ready-mades. So for a certain time there was this new trend where everybody went towards the ready-mades. So during that time there was a huge shift, but eventually people understood that they want to wear something which is unique, something that's unique to them, something that suits them. It meets their personality and their body shape. So over the last, I would say about 10 years, I'm seeing a big shift. People are coming into the bespoke and custom tailoring realm because they have tried all the options, and because of social media, they're aware what is possible. Social media is playing a major role in the way people decide what to wear, where to buy it, and how to wear it, and where to wear it. So now, earlier back in the days, people would make a garment, they would say, okay, I'll wear it here and there. But now they realize, no, for this occasion, I need this sort of garments. For travel, I need X type of designs and colors. So in a way, social media is opening up options for us. People want to buy more things, dress differently at different occasions. And because on the social media we have a lot of tailors representing themselves, showcasing what can be done. Also, fabric manufacturers are out there promoting sustainability, showcasing all the products that they have. It's actually creating a very educated set of clientele that comes prepared to your shop saying, he's there to give you business now. Whoever comes to you wants to give you business.
Good afternoon to all of you. And before perhaps I reply to that question, a big thank you to N Rao for having invited me here today for the very prestigious event that I'm sure we will have later this evening. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Very good. Just wanted to check. A difficult question to perhaps answer, and obviously my comments would be very much related to the Scaval business. We are a small company, a niche company, selling luxurious fabrics globally. So the comments that I will give you will obviously be very much based around our and my own personal experience. And just for information, I've been with the company for over 30 years. So, trends. answer, but I will try and answer from the Scoval perspective. If we go back over the last 10 years, we can perhaps notice, in terms of the fabric that's being offered, that we go lighter in fabrics. Before, we used to find fabrics 340, 360 grams. Now, typically, we are selling 280, 290, 300 gram fabrics, sometimes all year round. So there's a general, I would say, lightening up of certainly the weights of the cloth. There's also a tendency for upgrading. 10 years ago, we would be selling mainly a Super 100s cloth, maybe a Super 110s, but over the last few years, we've seen a significant demand for more finer fabrics, more softer handle, more unique, more exclusive, and yes, more expensive as well. So, general demands, lighter in weight, more unique fabrics, and I would also say that from the point of view of the consumer, there's also been a demand to know more about the fabrics.
And also to the N Rao group, thank you very much for inviting me to this special event. Congratulations. Just to elaborate on the casual aspect of the part of the business, that's a big trend. It's been a big trend for the past 5 to 7 years with the Casual Friday. So we had to certainly look for types of products that would fit in that category. So more casual fabrics like cottons and linens have come into play a lot more over the last few years. So that's certainly a big category. In addition to the fabrics, the garment makers have been making garments with no linings, a lot more casual. So in conjunction with that, it's worked well together. So that's a trend that looks that's going to continue. The other aspect that we're hearing a lot of lately is performance. Performance can be a lot of different things, but the main one that's coming through these days is stretch fabrics. So to make it more comfortable again, so fabrics with lycra and knit fabrics have come into play. So a lot of these types of fabrics, again, to make it more comfortable and add a little bit more performance and to the aspects of the garments. So those are a couple of little things that I've seen and are certainly going to continue.
As far as the India perspective is concerned, like everything else, we are at the confluence of what is traditional and what is modern. Like everything in India is still rooted in tradition and there is a fusion version to it. We are a country that nearly started only about 150 years back. But now everybody wears pants. So from that perspective, everything has to be Indianized in terms of what we observe outside. So the classic example of and with the younger population there, the boundaries of formal wear are now a lot stretched. Even before COVID and definitely after COVID, there's no rules now. Custom tailoring or bespoke tailoring is, whenever we say custom tailoring, from the perspective of a 25-year-old person, and 8 years from now, that person is going to be a hardcore custom wearing customer. Then the fabric paradigm shifts. To Bob's point in terms of performance, stretch is great. If I was wearing trousers with stretch post lunch now, I would feel slightly more comfortable. But from a young person's perspective, stretch is fit. It helps in aiding fit. So everything's boiling down to the end consumer and how they look at it. Here there is 1,000 pictures being taken, but at a wedding, a normal person is also getting 200 pictures taken if he's dressed up. So everything is about the look of it and then the general fabric being adapted towards it. So yes, India has its own needs. The weather here is different. Fabrics have got to get adapted to that. To Nick's point earlier, the lightness of the fabric is something that is very good for Asian weather or Indian weather in particular. And this is all that as fabric manufacturers we have been focusing on in the last 5 to 7 years.
What Neil mentioned about the consumer interest in knowing where the fabric is coming from is becoming more and more a reality in our business today. We at Dormoy launched a sustainable and traceable range many years ago because we thought it was a trend, and that trend is definitely confirmed That trend starts with the luxury brands in Europe. We Norway work a lot with these international luxury fashion brands that now want to source exclusively fabrics which are sustainable and traceable. And this trend is moving to the made-to-measure market as well. And we start seeing gradually demand from the consumer who wants to know exactly what he's wearing, not who wants to know what he's putting. So that's definitely a trend that I confirm. And besides the lightness, we also see
Season, new for season, and as a radar we are producing articles and the weight is 260 grams that we use for both season, summer and winter. So the weight is an important factor. And the second one could be the sustainability, because sooner or later all the companies, not only in the textile, but in every field, has to face with the main matter of the sustainability, because of the new generation are asking us to be much more traceable than in the past. So it's absolutely an important thing to consider when you sell a suit, or when you sell, of course, a fabric before the suit.
Add something differently, not just from a fabrics perspective, because everybody has spoken about this. What do you want to bring in? Because now that later in the evening we're going to be launching the women's wear segment.
Oh, great.
So you might want to add in a perspective to that as to how the women's fashion have probably evolved over the India, and what kind of fabrics are being sold over here, and what has been the evolution of that.
See,
While also touching upon the men's fashion as well.
Yes. Point here to make what all the panelists have shared. We are here to talk about the coming generation, not the generation what we are. Trends in the fabric is going to change for the generation. So I'm not going to talk here about pandemic, because pandemic, has given us a lot of insights what the future would be. Comfort is one point, which I'm going to again repeat what the panelists said. Stretchability is something which is proportional to comfort. Traceability, sustainability. These are the three things which are not gender biased. Women and men both like to have comfort.
उसमें चेक करो 50 की 60 चेक करो
Thank you for 100 years of dedication to the industry. Thank you.